Hello everyone, Krydax here. Welcome back to pYanodon's Season 3. Things are cooking and grooving. How's our copper, by the way? Yeah, it was starting to get a little low. I really didn't fix it, but I at least made the drills a little happier, but I probably should put one or two, you know, over here as well. Do something like that. So I need to get back down there at some point. Anyway, so we were working on rubber, and we did a lot of little things in the last episode that totaled out to progress. You know, that's how it works. But man, does it seem to take forever to make progress in this flippin' game. So thing number one is that steam can be any temperature going into here. So that's good. These are matching polybutadiene. I'm going to try to ignore the tops of these buildings because I'm not a huge fan. What? Oh, that building's in the way. I'm not a huge fan of not being able to see what's going on. So let's change that. So let's put this on the side. So polybutadiene. And then we're gonna need aromatics coming over. And water. Vacuum is easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So we just need anthracene to come over from over here. Which we just set up an overflow. Okay, so now... Is this perfect? Did we do it? No, we didn't. So this needs to be an overflow on like 40. This needs to be an overflow on like 20. So that if we're backed up on Coke, it will make creosote before the gasoline plus Coke. But then we need another hookup for anthracene, which is going to be prioritized, which is to rubber. Goes to rubber before all else. And the reason I'm okay with that is because, look, it's only 10 a second out of my 117 or whatever it is that this can produce. So it's a very small amount of the anthracene that we actually need to steal. And that's naphthalene, right? Oh, this is both. Anthracene is this one. Oh. I could literally just connect it to this. Well, that's convenient. Should have thought of that, shouldn't ya? I don't need this part at all. Nope. Looks like we didn't. Okay. Cool. All right, so that should prioritize anthracene, and then we need to bring over aromatiques. And then we're also going to need some caravans, so let's go get some Vrout cocoons for caravans so we can not freak out about running out of caravans. Hop in my car because it's farther than you think. Alright, so what's going on here? Flora seems to still be a little questionable. Vrout cocoons have made it mostly around, but I'm going to ruin that by stealing 60 Vrout cocoons, which will take a minute or two to catch up. Which actually should be good to help Flora and Moss circulate and catch up. And then, let's see. What am I doing? I haven't grabbed circuits in a while. I need Moss gene samples. I don't remember how many. Per caravan, we need 15 Moss gene samples to 10 Vrout cocoons, so that's 90 to 60. And then we need 60 bio samples and 6 generic Earth DNA samples. Okay. So let's go grab those. Am I storing up bio samples at all? I just realized I don't think I am. Yeah, we are not. But we should be. Whoa, we have 100 generic Earth DNA samples. That is glorious. And now we'll build up, what, a few hundred biosamples? 300 biosamples? Sounds good? Sounds good. Because, yeah, we don't actually have enough. And we only need one per, right? Yeah, but I need 60 biosamples. So biosamples are the problem. We have biocontainers buffered, but not biosamples. What is this nonsense? Hold on, what am I... Oh, this is the measuring. Yeah, this is my, It kind of looks like a key. But yeah, this is my analog combinator. It's so funny to me. Anyway. Alright, so that'll be... what, a couple minutes? Yeah, that's slow. I only need 15 more though, but it only makes 6 a minute. So that's literally 2.5 minutes. Okay, so I don't want to stand there and wait for that. First, I shall deliver what I have. Is there stone up here? Because if there is, I'm just gonna fix this right now. No, see, the problem is there isn't. I was thinking to just move it all right here to make creatures. But we'd then need stone to make the saline water. I mean, I guess I could pipe the saline water over. I don't know. This isn't that big of an inconvenience because I don't do it that often. So it's really not that big of a deal. But yeah, there's a few more caravans. What is this building doing, by the way? What do you think is going on here? You got these are like little cryopods. And then you got these thingies going back and forth, like scanning them or bringing them to life. And what is this little poker thing doing? What do you think? It's like injecting the... I mean, it kind of looks like it's just... This one's got... Oh, it's a wiper. Oh, is it cleaning the windows? What is it doing? I don't know. Maybe there's little connectors and it's injecting a spray into the little creature pod. That's what I'm gonna believe. No idea though. Really cool stuff. All right. Anyway, caravan outpost. Rubber and... Oh, hold on. Before we get too much further with caravans, something I have to be thinking about is... You know, I also just realized once a caravan switches to jerky, how do you get them to switch back to brains? Oh, that's bad. Okay, well that's glitchy. I don't know why I clicked on that, but I wasn't expecting that to work the way that it did. So now we're gonna have a stranded caravan. Was it this one that I just stole from? Yes, it was. Anyway, cause yeah, if it's a little annoying. So yeah, I mean caravans have their issues. Cause like, how are you ever gonna fix this, right? if you're using brains as your fuel, but then you run out of brains and you need to start using jerky, then it's just going to keep filling up on jerky if jerky's always the backup. And there's no way to store food if, you know, because there's not 2 food slots. And I kind of wish there was a way to, like, prioritize it so that you could say, if there were 2 food slots, you could be like, only when there's an empty food slot, then try to take brains. And if there's no empty food slots, don't take anything. And then you could, like, use up a whole stack of jerky, then it could replace that with brains, then it would keep eating the jerky, then it would fill that with brains, and now you'd just be on a brains kick. But it doesn't seem like there's a way to actually force brain usage once you've swapped over to jerky without manual intervention. Because otherwise the jerky would have to completely run out at some point, which is, it could happen at any moment because you only get 1 action per jerky. So I don't like that. It kind of means you just need to be constantly brained up. And if you don't got brains, then you're screwed. Anyway, one thing I wanted to do was overflow the formic acid. Wow, this is really, really tight in here. And the reason I want to do this is because I want to keep slicing and dicing Vraux. And if we overflow on this stuff, we overflow on this stuff, but their cost is relatively low, apart from the power. How much power are we costing, by the way? Does this not total power? I thought this summed up power in one of the options. Maybe it doesn't. That's weird. I totally thought it did. I thought rate calculator could do power. Anyway, that's like 2 megawatts, and we have, what, 16? That's another 4 megawatts. That's only 6 megawatts. Maybe 7 total with all these. Yeah, it's probably 7, maybe 8. Okay, 8 megawatts for all this. But the input ingredients are basically nothing. A little bit of stone? That's basically it. So, that being the case, it makes me want to run them constantly. Because we get to build up all these, you know, jerky and chitin and brains and stuff. We could have some sort of combinator, you know, control, but I think for now, I'll just let this run constantly. And this is caging the Vraux, so they can be slaftered, poor things. Yeah, and then we're gonna end up with too much formic acid, which is weird to say, but is true. And I do think we need to switch this around to put the meat jerky first, and then the jerky second, and then the brains back here. See, I don't want brains. I want that to be meat. There we go. Alright, so we've got brains. We got meat for days. Maybe too many days. Maybe I need more jerky days. Jerky. Alright. And you know, why don't we upgrade the rate on those inserters? Be a little faster, why don't you? Because yeah, we're gonna get a lot of brain spoilage going on here, but brains get a solid, what is it, 12 hours? 16 hours? That's not bad. This is such an interesting system. 16-hour spoilage. I find that fascinating. Anyway, we need the formic acid up here. So let's get that done. And we don't want the overflow, we just want the normal formic acid. Can I have it go along the copper line? Actually, yeah, that should work fine. Right here. Should work fine. I think we missed one here. Formic acid. And we'll go over to the side here. And then I kind of lost track of how much formic acid am I using up here. Only 10? That doesn't sound right. Why does that not sound right? Shouldn't it be like 100? Oh, right. Because, right, we only have 0.05 Vaux per second. So that only produces, yeah, 10 formic acid per second. Right. Right. Because Vaux are slow. Because I was thinking Vaux are 100 apiece, and as yeah. But they're 200 apiece, but they're just really slow. Okay. So, speaking of steam. Ah, damn, these need 250 steam. The other one, does everything need 250 steam? Yeah, hot steam crack. Hot steam crack. Okay. Never mind. I was thinking we could redirect that steam back to helping with all our cracking over here. But it's hot steam cracking, not just plain steam cracking. What about this down here? This is also hot steam, hot steam. Alright. But we are lucky enough that the one thing that does need steam here does not need hot steam. Latex just needs any steam. So we can use this byproduct steam in this ingredient, which makes me feel like I should put this one over here. And then the reformer. Reformer was fine, I guess, where it was. And then it's gonna need 50 vacuum a second. I doubt that. It's gonna need 5 vacuum a second. Thank you very much. Pressure pump. At some point, I'll probably have these in my inventory, but for now, they're still pretty irregular that I need them. But once you get into like the green tech tier, more and more things start needing pressure pumps, just all over the place. All right, and then do that. So we got the vacuum. So there we go, carbon black. And that's 0.2 a second. This is gonna be latex. Direct feed, polybutadiene. Am I out of pipes? I just am straight out of pipes. Straight out of pipes. All right. And then polybutadiene, it needs the titanium and the aromatics, which Can I just connect to this? Is my question. I think the answer is yes. Also, take a look at plastic. Plastic's doing great now. Let that buffer a bit more. Why not? Let's go to what? 15 stacks? This is 12, right? Yeah. Alright, so there's that. Which means I could connect the aromatics over here. Whatever. Alright, and then the aromatics need to connect like this. And then we need water. Let's see, latex. Steam can go like that. Perfect. Oh no, we're gonna need one more thing. Which is overflow exhaust vent. I could... Oh, this is tricky. How much steam do we get? 35? So 35, 150 steam. I gotta remember the... What's the heat capacity of a steam? 2100 joules. So we're talking 35 times 2.1 kilojoules times 135 degrees, because it's for every degree above 15. So that's carrying 10 megawatts of energy that I could suck out of it. But I would probably need like a lot of steam engines to do it, because the steam engines will run at whatever ratio my base is running at. So if I wanted, let's say I wanted to suck that 10 megajoules out, as long as my base is running at 25% or higher, then I would need 4 times the number of steam engines to use all that, which would be enough to consume 140 steam. So I would need about 10 steam engines. That being said, it feels kind of dumb to not just use 10 steam engines to get a free 10 megawatts, right? Like, this is 10 megawatts. Why? I shouldn't sneeze at 10 megawatts. It's not like infinity power, but it's certainly something. So, yeah, so we just need an overflow 90 into this, and then that... No, sorry. We need to overflow like 50, and then we can overflow that on 90, so that if our base is running on low power... And that's a weird way to say if our base is not using very much power. If we are requiring a low amount of our power generation, then, because yeah, that'll overflow when it's at 50, and then it'll fill this up to 50, and then if it keeps filling up because these are going too slow, then we'll ditch the rest. But that's a free 10 megawatts. That seems silly to waste. Because yeah, 150 degree steam. So I imagine these are running at about a third of their power. About 2.5 each. I think I'm doing something wrong. Oh, it's only 5 megawatts. I forgot to divide by half. Yeah. Because a third of that is about 2.5, then this is 25, but then we were saying it runs at a fourth of that. So a fourth of 25 is only 6, which is about the same math. So, okay, that all checks out. That's a free 5 megawatts. That's a little less glamorous. But that's still more than what these are doing. 20 of those. No, I guess these are a little better than 5 megawatts, but anyway. Free power is free power. Math is math. All right, caravan, outpost, here. And there is a direct correlation. It is always exactly 1 titanium begets 2 rubber. That will never change. As long as we're not deleting polybutadiene somehow. 1 titanium is 2 rubber. So what I can do is I can have a caravan that fills, like, we will wait until empty, and then we will wait until, or, well, I should do until exact. On the titanium. Should we just fill it up here? No, I should probably have a separate one. Maybe I'll put it over here. And this is a slow process, so I don't want it to be like thousands of rubber at a time. But we'll go ahead and it's actually not a good place. I guess this is fine. Do that. And then this, and then this. Goodness. A little messy. Inserter is more than fast enough because we already know that that's 2 rubber a piece, and that would be making 1.5 rubber a second. Definitely can't handle that. So what are we talking here? 6 a minute? 360 an hour. 360 an hour is it. Wow, that's not very much. So we'll do 200 titanium. I'll let this fill up to 400, but then I'll have the caravan. I really wish there was a way to only fill up on food if you need it. Like a skip destination. Because there's no way to say if. I don't think. So we're just gonna have to store food. And then you're gonna until caravan has no titanium. And then you're gonna take rubber up to 200. So you try to dump all your titanium. You actually make sure that's fulfilled. And then you take as much rubber as you can. And then you come over to here and you fill up the titanium. Can you see how convenient that was? I literally clicked on this square and the thing that my mouse was already over was titanium. That could not have been more perfect. That was so satisfying. We'll fill until you have 200. So I guess that should be 400 then. 200 titanium. And then we'll dump all the rubber, which is not just sitting in front of my mouse. And we will wait for that. So on this end, we'll make sure we've dumped all the titanium, and on that end, we'll make sure we've dumped all the rubber. I like that. And then we go grab some food, and then we do it again. And then this thing needs to have rubber slots. Also, people were asking me, I've gotten multiple comments about this. It's the same comment vibes as the, why don't you use the advanced fluid handling underground pumps? Why was I not using this? And it's because normally in inventories that you can filter, so chests, you can't filter the slots. So I'm used to trains being the things where you filter slots. Generally, that's, I think in the vanilla game, that's the only thing. I don't even know if there's anything else you can filter slots in vanilla. Maybe vehicles, but you don't really use them for that. Anyway, so I'm used to not having this little X because this little X doesn't exist with trains. So that's why, for those of you that have been asking, it's like, I didn't even really notice this was here because of that not being normally possible to mix inventory filtering with a red X. It just happens to be possible in these caravans. Anyway, we wanted to grab rubber, so let's do that. And for now, we'll just, I mean, do we want this to fill up with rubber, or do we want it to be available for other things later? Why don't I leave it available for other things later? And then, just to piss you guys off, I'm gonna do this. Instead of using the red X. 400 and 800, perfect. All right, so that'll stack up some rubber. Do I have any food? I do not have brains. Let's go grab some brains. Do our best zombie impression. And go ahead, where is he? It's up here. Boom. Boom. So, we're still missing plenty of things, but that gets us the titanium. Uh-oh. Wait a second. Stop. Is this gonna create problems if this stops running? It'll keep filling up with titanium. It'll fill up with too much titanium. It will not create problems if I filter this as well. So we need to filter this guy. Yes, I did that on purpose. Don't worry. We need to filter this for rubber as well. Ah! I mean, we should probably just do the same ratio. And then the rubber gets put into there. Okay, so now I don't have to worry about Virgilio. I'll call you Rubber Boy. I don't have to worry about him running. You need to go to that one. Okay. All right. And that will, I think, give us everything we need over here. So then we've got titanium fed directly in. We need the water. We need the latex. We need the steam. And to get the steam, we need the titanium and the water. So the water is next. We've got water right over here. So let's bring that over. Also need some light. Much better. Alright. Water, 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 water. Okay, water, done. So that actually should, yep, there's polybutadiene. There we go, there's free power. Free power is acquired. I like it. So, isn't that more than we said we could get? Oh, I guess they'll, depending on how this all runs, they'll run and then they'll stop and then they'll run and then they'll stop is how that'll work. It won't be this steady flow. Yeah. Anyway, now we need the latex slab, which is a DDC with the creamy latex, which needs the stone. And the sodium alginate, which the sodium alginate needs all the stone and the seaweed stuff. And then the creamy latex needs more limestone and sap. I kind of forgot about all this stuff. Makes me want to put this on this side again. Yeah. Put this up here. And then this will just be hidden information. Steam. Don't need that one anymore. That one can just be a corner. Alright, so the steam is still fine. Feed latex. Now the alginate, or sorry, the latex slab will go here. Fed directly in. The reason I had put it down there was for the formic acid's benefit. Now I'm gonna have to slide this turd back a square. And then he can't direct insert, which I don't like that. So what do I do? Go all the way around with the formic acid? Take it around town? I can do that. This feels very messy. But then that gets me formic acid and then the creamy latex. And the sodium alginate. And then the water. Like that. Well, it's easier to just do a new line up here. Water's good. I need a washer for this. Also, can we talk about that sap thing from a couple episodes ago? I still don't know what happened with that. I haven't seen you guys respond to the episode yet, so it's possible that one of you had a good explanation and I just haven't seen it yet, but I still am kind of freaked out if those sap trees got deleted. I mean, I guess what I could do... I could... I guess signal tag requests aren't necessary. But we could see... So I have 28... I mean, it says right here, I have a total of 275. So then I could look at my production all time. Sap tree. So that, I mean, according to this, we've produced 275 sap trees, and there are still 275 sap tree items in my game. So based on that, sap trees were not harmed in the making of Pi Season 3. 0.05 a piece, and I need 0.2. Damn. Need 4? Alright, by the way. No, it's fine. I was gonna say we should re-automate sap trees, but then I just realized we have over 200 sap trees sitting there. We're not gonna need that many sap extractors for a very long time, and by the time we do, I think we'll have trains. So, I can chill on sap trees for now. I'm glad I decided to delay. Oh no. I need dirt. Oh, I have dirt. Haha. What now? Yeah, I don't know why I thought we were so close to finishing this last episode. We still have so many little things we need to do here. We need the seaweed too, which is 3 facilities. Yes, 3 is enough. 3, and then we need 2 soil extractors for the limestone, and then we need the stone. Okay. So stone, by the way, is not anywhere close. That makes me want to just bring stone on the caravan. But then that requires ratios again and more actions from the caravan. I'm really excited for trains. Caravans are just not the same as trains. And if I'm I mean, the amount of stone we need is also far, far higher. It's 10 times more than the amount of titanium. So if I'm carrying 200 titanium, that's gonna need 2,000 stone. I don't like that, because that's just gonna make the caravan way more active. But we don't really have a better, well, kind of have a better way. I'm gonna rely, yeah, let's just do that. This byproduct stone supply is so overused. But I'm gonna rely on this to bring me enough stone for rubber production. And if it's not enough, it's not enough. And then we need 3 mossers. 1, 2, 3. This might work. This moss in. Now I need the sap and this soil extractors. This just requires a lot of area. I mean, this is a large operation to do all this. 'Cause then we still need these guys making a bunch of soil, and then we still need these guys making a bunch of sap. It's just a lot of buildings to produce all this. But I could put the sap and the whatchamacallit on opposite sides. That's not gonna work. It has to be like this. I'm And then the water goes around town. Okay. Oh, I need to actually grab seaweed. Didn't think about that part. Alright, and then this guy comes over here. And then we feed it with sap and limestone, and then we feed this one with the limestone as well. We are making enough limestone because it just needs to be much convenient. It needs to be I don't know how much limestone. 0.6. And I have 0.4. Or no, 0.6, I have 0.8. Yeah. That's what I meant. Alright, this should be running, but it's not because I never hooked up this water because I don't know why. I thought that was hooked up. Perfect. Alright, so that's all good. These two will start running once I have the sap or seaweed modules. That gets me this, which is not being inserted. So now that's being inserted. The latex is not hooked up because I didn't do that. Let's make sure that's done. That doesn't mess up these pipes, but that does mess up the power, so those are powered again. The inserter's inserting again. That inserter's inserting here. The latex slab, blah, 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 blah. Rubber is done. Ish. Now I need seaweed. Wow. What a successful pYanodon's episode. Alright, let's go grab some seaweed. Is this dead belt? Sure looks like it. Also, I feel like I'm putting seaweed in a chest somewhere, but I don't know where. I'll just grab from that belt. And up we go. How are we doing on limestone tiles, by the way? We are at a solid 60,000, so like, that's getting there, you know? That's a fifth of our base. We're getting there. It'll be so nice when our whole base can be limestone tiles. Or most of it, at least. Alright, fill these guys. Power them up. And there we go. These take a lot of power. 465 kilowatts. How much do moss farms take? Only 103 kilowatts. Yeah, that's the way to do it. And then moss turns into 4.3 biomass a piece. So I'm pretty sure a moss farm is the way to make free power. And a biomass to power is a thing. I think... Well, hold on. Let's see. There's a lot of fish recipes. Biomass goes into a lot of stuff is the problem. You can also just make raw coal out of biomass, but that's bad, I think. Because 50, how many kilojoules? These are... These would be 12. And actually, that's about the same amount of kilojoules you get out. But there is what I'm thinking of is one of these. Non-renewables, renewables, cooling tower, coal power, oil power, biomass power. This thing. Biomass consumes biomass. 3 megawatts. Biomass power plant. I'm curious. need the biocrud as well? I think it needs both. So in 20 seconds, it will consume 3 megawatts times 20 is 60 megajoules. Because it has a crafting speed of 1. And so it'll consume 60 megajoules to make 400 hot molten salt. And then 400 hot molten salt will make 150,000 degree pressurized steam. And then that will make 150 will make, that is the max temperature. This consumes 60, so that's 2.5 seconds of 473 megawatts. So that will make 2.5 times 473, 1182 megajoules from only what was 60 megajoules of biomass. So that gives us a ratio of about 20, which means a moss making 4.3 biomass is really making, and biomass is 250 kilojoules a piece, which turns out to be about a megajoule to make 4 of them. So it makes about a megajoule of biomass, but then that turns out to be about 20 megajoules of power, of electricity in that system. So then that means one of these moss farms, 1 per second would be about 20 megawatts. So this is about 4 megawatts per moss farm of free renewable energy, minus the stone. I'm ignoring that part. But that's just kind of the math I wanted to figure out. And then the next question would be, is there an easy way to turn biomass into a different type of biodegradable substance that we could burn? You know, like if there's a mostly biomass recipe for, you know, Ralasia or something. But yeah, I don't know. Moss might not be the best thing to turn into stuff. Grod. I remember Grod. I haven't made Grod in a long time. Kickalc is probably the best way for biomass power. You get so much biomass from Kickalc. It's insane. Oh, Fawoge. Fawoge can't be turned into biomass, though, interestingly enough. Abomination. That's new. I mean, I don't know if that's new. I just more mean I've never seen that before. Yeah, crazy stuff. Now, is any of that worth it when you can just use raw coal for the same type of power? Because when we have a coal power plant, and I need to be done with the episode, but a coal power plant will do the same thing. Well, it does 520 seconds, whereas the bio did 420 seconds. So a coal power plant generates a little bit more, 25% more, but that only consumes 3 megawatts, whereas the coal power plant consumes 10 megawatts. So it is less efficient. This is consuming 10 megawatts to make, you know, whatever. Wait. The other one was 20 seconds at 3, which we totaled out to 60. This one is 10, so it's 200 input megawatts to make one recipe. I see. Yeah. But it'll make 2.5 of these, so it'll be 225 pressurized steam instead of just 150. No, that doesn't sound right. Not 225. It'll be like 187.5 pressurized steam. And then the other option is finally oil power, which consumes exactly kerosene and only kerosene, but it has the same ratio as the solid fuels one. So that makes our heavy oil valuable as well. So these are all good things. I need to keep researching, by the way. Let's research battery, let's research machine components, and we'll research construction bots because we can. But we're not going to see them for a long time because they need batteries and gearboxes and fish oil. But yeah, so what that means is our heavy oil to kerosene, we actually get quite a bit of power from our heavy oil. 40. By the way, what's the ratio? We didn't do the math yet. So the ratio on the other one is going to be 1182. Well, it's the 473. Wait, times 2. Hold on. Why did I do times 2.5 again? That was because so this uses 60 to make 400 hot molten salt, which gives me, oh, because it was 2.5 seconds. That's why, because it's 60 per second. Right. Okay, so then here, for this one, it's another 25% bigger, whatever it is, the amount of hot molten salt. So it's times 1.25. So this is the amount of megajoules out from 100 megajoules in. So that's easy enough. So we get a ratio of closer to 15 rather than 20. And that doesn't sound right. No, that doesn't sound right at all. Because I need to divide by 200, that's why. I was going to say, I was like, no, the biomass was only 3, and these are 10. They make slightly more hot molten salt, 500 instead of 400, but they use more than triple. So it's 1478.125 divided by 200 megajoules, because it runs for 20 seconds at 10 megawatts. So that gets us a ratio of 7.4 for the oil and the coal burning power plants. So a ratio of 7.4 means that our heavy oil so kerosene is 1.5 times 7.4 each. 2.5 heavy oil is 1 kerosene. 7.4 times 1.5. We get 11.1 megajoules per kerosene. Yeah? Or megawatts per kerosene per second. So then, I'm doing all this because I was curious. How much power is this dot right here? This one thing. 50 heavy oil a second. So 50 heavy oil a second is going to give me 20 kerosene a second, which is then going to give me 222 megawatts. Just this guy right here alone is 222 megawatts. Nice. And that's not even considering all the other things that we can do. Though, what would this have given us? Because the kerogen could also be used as fuel. Because that's already 30 And our ratio is 7.4. Oh. Now that's crazy. They're the exact same number. Holy crap, guys. That's crazy. If you use the kerogen in a coal-burning power plant to make hot molten salt, you'll get the same amount of power as if you use the heavy oil to make kerosene to use that in an oil-burning hot molten salt power plant. But then obviously you get all these bonuses, so this is the better way. But that's just really interesting that those are the exact same number. Like, I was rounding, I guess, the 7.4 to get exactly 222, but they're within like a % of each other, the same number. Now, why is this not running yet? I would have thought by now it would have been running. The sap. I never selected the recipe, like a dummy. Alright, that's easy enough to fix. Alright, well, I do think we're gonna have to call it an episode there. Some good theory crafting about hot molten salt power plants. Good to know those ratios. And we will... I mean, how long will it take to get our first rubber? We'll go ahead and wait until we get our first rubber. Come on. It'll only be like a minute. Because that's ready to go. This will only take 10 seconds, and this will only take 4 seconds. So. Yeah, it'll go fast. Once these are done. I could probably go grab some sap faster than that would. Maybe not. Depends on if I can get on one of my highways here. And that's also making me think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I should make one over here. Alright. I mean, they're almost done at this point. So we'll wait. Get some exercise. Make you guys motion sick. Sounds good. Alright, there's the sap. So that's done. There goes the latex. Here comes the latex slab. Wait, what? Oh. Just realized there could be a buffering issue here. We need a little bit more storage in this one. It's gonna mess up my numbers. I guess if I feed it 1 additional plate. I can void 100 polybutadiene. And that should work perfectly. And then there goes the latex slabs. Or just slab, just one. Yay, rubber! Ta-da! Our first rubber at 55 hours and 40 minutes. There you go. Rubber boy, you did good. Okay, so he's gonna wait until we've used up 75 titanium here. And then he'll grab whatever rubber's there. He'll do another lap. Yeah, that should be fine. Cool. All right, sweet. Well, as always, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think down in the comments below, and I'll see you all in the next episode.